Well, welcome to my office. This is in our home near Hollywood, Arkansas. We're about 38 miles from the Crater of Diamonds State Park. And I have big news to announce today. This news has been 15 years in the making. And the news is I'm going to rewrite and update my book on diamonds in Arkansas. Now, some of you might not even know I ever wrote a book on diamonds in Arkansas, but I did. Some of you who know me well are probably surprised that I even know how to read, much less know how to write. But just to go back in the history a little bit, this was the first edition of my book. We had 5,000 copies published in April of 2003. So 21 years ago, this book came out. And this is my first edition. See how the diamonds are on there. These are all diamonds from the crater. In fact, this is a 17.86 karat yellow that's at the Smithsonian right now. And this is a 1.45 karat black beauty diamond that James Archer found. Anyway, I'll get to talking all about the book and then won't even get to, there's a picture of then Governor Mike Huckabee in here dedicating the design of the Arkansas quarter. It was designed, the design that was chosen was has a cut diamond image on it. Anyway, Mike Huckabee was there, and I had his picture in the book, and he came to Murfreesboro when the big quarter launch was done by the U.S. Mint at the Crater of Diamonds, and I got Mike Huckabee to sign my book. So anyway, I got an autographed copy, and that is my first edition, so that will go back in the safe when I'm done talking about it. Now, 2 years after that came out, 2 years and 3 months, after that one came out in April of 2003, I ran out of those 5,000 books. They sold quickly. I rewrote the book. This is the second edition. And it came out. There's the back of the book. This is a diamond I found in 1978. It's a 78-point yellow. I could get to talking about all these diamonds, but what I want to tell you is this came out in June of I've got it written somewhere. Anyway, June 2007. So actually it was 4 years and 2 months later. Anyhow, so second edition came out, and it's black and white, and it has color pages in the center because you just got to see the diamonds in color, because we have white or clear, yellow, and brown diamonds at the crater, and you just got to see what they look like in their natural uncut form and in the colors that they exhibit. Well then, and I won't misquote that, in June of 2009 we had to print some more, and the cover of this one is a little different. I know it's a third edition just by a glance, because see how I put the size of the diamond and the year it was found. And that's the difference between the second edition and the third edition. But that came out, as I said, in June 2009, and that is 15 years ago. I can't believe it. But we are out of books and need to reprint instead of just reprinting. Oh, we did have another printing after that, but it was the same as this. I didn't rewrite it. But it's been 15 years since I've rewritten it, and there's a lot of history that needs to be updated. A lot has happened at the Crater of Diamonds State Park in the last 15 years. In fact, in the last 6 months, a lot has happened. A little 7-year-old girl went there with her family. They were from Paragould, Arkansas, which is in the northeast corner of the state. And the Crater of Diamonds is in the southwest corner. And so they traveled diagonally the whole length of the state, and on her 7th birthday, a little 7-year-old girl picked up a beautiful 2.95 karat white diamond. So that was big news. And then right here, December 20th, 2023, a man turned in a 4.87 karat white that he found. That's a big diamond. And that's the biggest of the year. Then, just a couple of days ago, it was announced that a gentleman visiting here from Paris, France, found a 7 carat 7.46 points. So almost 7.5 carats. 7.46 carat brown diamond. So anyway, that news needs to be in here, as well as a whole bunch of other big diamonds and things that have happened at the park in the last 15 years. So I plan to update the book. And you may think, wow, does he even know how to write? Well, I wrote my first, I've had magazine articles published on different topics in different magazines over the years, going way back to 1972 was my first. But in 1978, I had my first article about diamonds in Arkansas published in the Kansas City Star magazine, November 1978. And I would show you a copy of it, and I've got it, but they put it on newsprint, and I mean, that is so long ago, 45 years, 46, that the pages are yellow. You know, you kind of think, oh, here's Glenn's article, and turn the page and you expect it to announce the assassination of Abraham Lincoln or something on the back of it. So anyway, it's looking really old. I didn't get it out here. It's kind of fragile. I keep my copies in the safe. Now, I also wrote for this small quarterly magazine called The Vug, and the article in it was called How to Find Diamonds in Arkansas. Because, yeah, you can talk all about the history, but people want to know how they can find diamonds of their own. So I wrote that article. I also wrote articles for Lost Treasure magazine, Western and Eastern Treasure magazine. I had several articles in there. And this is an article I wrote for Rock and Gem magazine. I think I've had 2 different articles. I don't know where all the magazines are. I should have kept the originals and put them in the safe and all that, but, you know, but it was a great idea, but I didn't do it. I have more good ideas than good actions, but I have good intentions. I submitted this article and the pictures to the editor, and they decided to change the title. I called it In Search of a Big Arkansas Diamond. Well, they changed it to In Search of a Lamley, and they didn't tell me. It just came out in print. So here's all these tens of thousands of copies of the magazine with a title on the article that the writer did not write, the editor did. You think, oh, what is a Lamley? Well, Betty Lamley is the name of the woman who found this big diamond, 8.66 carat brown, at the Crater of Diamonds in the summer of 1978. I was there. In fact, she found it in a hole my brother abandoned. The story is told in the book, but it's also in this magazine article. And I took that picture, and then here's a picture of it next to an Arkansas quarter for size comparison. And the article goes on and on and on. Wordy guy. I think it finally ends up here. But anyhow, so I've written magazine articles for them. Now, I didn't write this, but I wanted to show you in the National Geographic, which everybody is familiar with. They did a magazine on diamonds around the world, and they included Murfreesboro. And they came to Murfreesboro and they took a picture of this sign, Uncut Local Diamonds. And what's cool about this to me is this is my wife and I's sign. We used to buy diamonds from the other miners and repackage them and sell them through a store in Murfreesboro. And this is the shingle we hung out in front. This was our sign to attract tourists to come in and buy. It said Uncut Local Diamonds, and National Geographic liked that so much they made a 2-page spread of our sign. We sold diamonds for 20 years, but we quit. Not due to lack of demand, but due to lack of supply. All the regular miners we knew that were, digging, finding diamonds and willing to sell them, quit, left for one reason or another, so we just didn't have any source. You can still buy diamonds on the square, and that's through Sam and Dolly Johnson at Caddo Trading Company. They have 5 or 6 stores in town. But so you can still buy uncut diamonds locally, but not from us. But what's neat about this is when the magazine came out, and I can't look at the date, but probably 2003, James Archer, no, it had to be before 2003. James Archer was still alive, and I had him sign my book, and he's like, oh, come on, I'm just a guy that digs in the dirt, and you're one of my digging buddies, and this is ridiculous. And he was kind of embarrassed to be signing an autograph, but still, I got James B. Archer to sign right below his picture. So this is a a treasure to me. I'm glad to have that. I had to show you, well, I had the magazines out of the safe showing you. I had to show you the one James Archer signed. Now, this one is real funny because Gold Prospector magazine was planning to do a gem issue. Instead of just about gold, they wanted to do one about gems. And they contacted me and said, would you write an article about finding diamonds in Arkansas? I said, oh, sure. So I wrote an article and submitted a whole bunch of pictures to them. And the editor told me, we have accepted your article and it'll be coming out in the September-October 2010 issue. Okay, great. Well, that's all she told me. I go to the mailbox and I pick up the copy of Gold Prospector that comes in the mail, and there's my mug on the front cover. I was shocked. My wife was waiting out in the car while I ran in the post office and got the mail. I came back, I said, Cindy, look at that. And we both got a good chuckle out of it. So, and I had to go buy 5 copies for my mother. But so here's the article on the inside that tells about my exploits hunting for diamonds with my friends. David Anderson took this picture that made it on the cover, and Billy Moore, we all 3 dug that hole together. And this piece of pipe that I'm pointing at is in the museum at the Crater of Diamond State Park, so you ought to see it. Now, the editor liked my cut brown rice diamond so much, she made a 9-inch photo of it here in the magazine. So this shows my 204 yellow Easter sunrise diamond, a 62-point white heart shape. I call the Worthington heart, and I had it set in this nugget ring. In fact, this is the ring I have on right now. I knew I had it on because I always wear it. I took it off one time and lost it, and I said, no. You don't need to find that diamond twice. Just keep it. So keep it on your hand. But anyway, here's an article. And so I have been writing, and I do write, and I wanted to show you, I kind of wanted to demonstrate, well, let me just tell you a thing or two here. So you may know women who can type pretty fast, but do you know any men who can type about as fast as they talk? If so, you probably don't know an old plumber and diamond miner who can type about as fast as they talk. And that's me. I worked construction all but 10, I gotta look at the numbers on it, 10 years of my working career. I worked as a office manager for 10 years. So you might wonder how an old plumber has learned to type fast. Well, I've spent a lot of time at a keyboard. I started and managed a Facebook page called Diamonds in Arkansas. I also, what do you call it? Can't think of the word. I'm a co-administrator of the Crater of Diamond State Park Facebook page. So I am on this laptop computer typing quite often, and then I also wrote those magazine articles and books. So I have my my head turned, not because I'm looking and reading anything, but just to keep somewhat of an eye contact with you. Oh, stop typing. I don't want to completely turn my back on you. Anyway, I don't know any man who can type as fast as me. Of course, it isn't something men ask men. We don't sit around a campfire telling old diamond mining stories and then one of us asks one of the other guys, so how fast can you type? Anyway, I am sure there are people who can type faster than me, but I'm about to sit down and rewrite my book on diamonds in Arkansas, and being able to type fast will come in handy. I don't really type letters. I type words. In fact, I don't even think about how to spell words. I just think the words and my fingers type them. They seem to know how to spell all the words with the letters in the correct order. And they do all of the proper punctuation on their own. Anyway, that's enough typing for now. But what I wanted to tell you is this book is going to be remarkable. Yeah, I've had the first edition, second edition, third edition, and a fourth printing. This fifth one is going to be revolutionary to the book world. I'm not ready to reveal the secret yet, but I've got an idea I want to incorporate, and I'm 100% confident I'll be able to pull this off. But it is really going to make the book interactive. It's going to make book reading come alive. You may think, oh, I don't read books. Most people don't. If they read anything, they read something on the computer. But this is going to really make the history of diamonds in Arkansas pop right off the page. So anyway, I'm going to update the old history. I'm going to interweave this new idea in there. The book will be available in print. It will also be available as an as an ebook download through our website, which is www.diamondsinar.com. It stands for Diamonds in Arkansas, diamondsinar.com. You can get my current ebook is available, but if you wait a couple of months, you can have the brand new one, and I'll tell you what, it's going to be something. I'm excited about doing it. Well, one thing, I've had a little problem with an autoimmune disease the last couple of months, and I've got a little arthritis in my hands. I used to be able to type faster than that, honestly, but I thought, well, I'll record me typing in case it gets worse, and I think, oh yeah, back in the good old days, I used to be able to, my fingers would fly over the keyboards, but anyhow, I'm going to be able to get this book written and done, and gosh, I was going to tell you, oh yeah, my wife said, oh, since you've got this problem with arthritis because of this autoimmune disease, my neck was bothering me and things because I was looking down, because I use my laptop and I have it down at this height and I'm looking at this height. Well, she said, why don't you get you another keyboard and mouse and put it down here and just put your monitor up. So now I can type like this, sit up straight, my head's not ducked down, and I can read what's on the monitor, and my fingers can just fly over the keyboard, and this is detached. It just sends a radio signal. There's a battery in it, and it is so easy to set up. You stick a little thing in the USB port to receive the signal, and this transmits the signal, and it's ready to go. There wasn't any like software to download or anything. It was simple. I picked it up at Walmart cheap. She had a great solution, and so we just got our copier, printer, and set it there to set the laptop on. So now I can type with my keyboard at the right height and look at the words I'm typing at the right height. So anyway, I'm all set up to rewrite the book, and I'm really excited about it, and I'll let you know when it's available.